They dead wrong now. Y'all know they supposed to have Joe on them gas station dick pills, on them 7-Eleven gas station dick pills, them rhino pills. You know, you got to have Joe doped up. That fella then dropped his snow cone on the floor. You know, unbelievable. Talking about I'm gonna step aside. Nah, we got you gone. You were defeated, buddy. Trump is gonna walk back in there, and he was definitely gonna walk back in there with you on the ticket. You know, you got up there and blew the motor and the transmission. You know, coolant pipe or oil all on the freeway. You got up there and blew it, shot it. You know. So I got to where the engineer? Engineer, can you play that track? Play that track for them Patriots, my brothers and sisters. Before we got to hear Jessica Tarlov freaking out and crying and delusional. Before we got to check out this clip, please play that song for them Patriots now.
Hey, Trump 2024. Trump 2024. Trump, hey, Trump, hey, Trump, hey, Trump, hey, Trump 2024. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe.
Y'all, please edit that out. Editing team, my PR team, please make sure y'all get that edited out, please. You said you can't edit it out. It's America, freedom. Okay, freedom, baby, freedom. They said they're not gonna edit it out, y'all. I do apologize. They say Rick, freedom. So let's go and get into it. But boy, Biden's farewell address to the world. And you can see who's on the show. And they said she has to go. She don't have to submit a resume, a background check, an application on CNN, The View, The Spew, MSNBC, ABC, Disney. Now I'm upset, y'all, because earlier today I made an amazing video. It was about 30-40 minutes long. It was funny. It was very engaging. I mean, I think I had some of the best punchlines, pickup lines in that video, hands down. And guess what Disney did? Guess what The View did? Disney. The woke. Oh, man. They blocked the audio in the video. So you can only use small clips in certain points to where the video won't get blocked. Unbelievable, man. And I really wanted everybody to see that and hear that video. Because we said a lot, we exposed a lot, we keep it real, man. You know, but we are 40 days away, and they are going to get very, very more strict. It's going to be tons of more censorship. We're gonna have to be careful, very, very careful these next 40 days with the Kamala Harris content, because they want this woman to win so bad. They're going to try everything, y'all, as it gets close to the election time. So, just giving y'all a fair warning, man. You know, I know we come on here cracking jokes and having a lot of fun and you know, exposing this for what it is, and you know, but we do got to be careful now as we are getting closer to election time. And yeah, just fair warning. But you just can't make this stuff up. You don't know who's running the country. This fella that went on another vacation. He just got back from vacation. And let's check it out.
President Biden giving his big farewell address to the world that he left in chaos and conflict. Joe Biden.
You know, fella don't know where he's at. He's off those gas station dick pills they done put in his unsweet tea. You know, unbelievable. He's screaming on the stage. Don't know who to introduce next or He done went off the. He couldn't read the teleprompter. Oh, fella, they should be ashamed of themselves, man. A cheap fake, a deep fake. 81 million votes. Shame on themselves. Hands behind your back. People need to be held accountable, y'all. And y'all on here laughing and giggling. It is funny, but it ain't funny. Elderly abuse. And then she got up there talking about he's as sharp as a tack. The vice president. And talking about I'm not Joe Biden. I know that these policies have failed and we have to move forward. Yeah, I'm telling you, they just creating amazing advertisement for Trump. I ain't lying to you. They're creating the best advertising for this fella. All they got to do is speak.
Biden shuffling his way out the stage at the United Nations General Assembly to give a speech in which he actually boasted about his pitiful foreign policy track record. The president spinning his handling of the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan and the two wars which began during his presidency as A+. Take a look.
It was a hard decision, but the right decision. 13 brave Americans lost their lives along with hundreds of Afghans in a suicide bomb.
Yeah. Oh, now y'all care? Unbelievable, man. And we send our love and condolences to the families once again. Unbelievable. You know, your vice president, she can't even reach out or give a call. You know. But when it comes to Trump, everything's a publicity stunt. We just wipe Trump through the mud because he actually cares. He actually puts America first. You know, all laughing and jokes aside, y'all. And we salute the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice. We thank you for your service. Thank you to our servicemen and women out there. You know, but it never should have happened. It should be peace, no wars. I'm gonna repeat it again. No wars, peace, love. And that's one big reason why it should be Trump 2024.
I think those lost lives, I think them every day. We're at another inflection point in world history. But the choices we make today will determine our future for decades to come. As much as I love the job, I love my country more. I decided after 50 years of public service, it's time for a new generation of leadership to take my nation forward.
All right, Jesse. I mean, no one can deny that Donald Trump left the country and the world a safer place. And Joe Biden's up there boasting about Afghanistan. Putin watched while we had this botched withdrawal, and then he decides he's going to go into Ukraine. And of course, Iran watches and gets funded by Biden and then starts funding all of the Houthis and Hezbollah and Hamas. Isn't it safe to say the man up there saying he should get an A+ caused the chaos in the world?
It's a bad foreign policy legacy. Objective observers can agree. Even Jessica would agree that I'm right about everything, but specifically this. China, the espionage is rampant. Not even talking about the spy balloon that picked up all of our secrets. They're still sending chemicals to cook up drugs to the Mexican cartels. The Mexican cartels quadrupled their cash flow. We have a human trafficking corridor into our country through Latin America. Latin America has gone far left under Joe Biden. You look at Afghanistan, disgraceful exit. We left all this expensive hardware there. The Taliban took it. Now they have a bunch of new toys. Putin saw what happened there, smelled weakness, went into Ukraine. And then a bunch of CIA-trained Ukrainian commandos blew up the Nord Stream pipeline that Joe Biden okayed. Biggest environmental catastrophe we've ever seen. And then the Iranians, we had them right where we wanted them. They were broke. They were sanctioned. Joe Biden took it off, gave them money, jacked up the price of oil, and then they started funding Houthis, which is driving shipping costs up. They're funding Hezbollah, they're funding Hamas. Joe Biden took the sanctions off Hamas, started giving them money. Look what happened to Israel. We got kicked out of our best base in Africa. It's been a mess. Now that's when you start agreeing with me, Jessica.
Well, I'll ask Jessica this directly, okay? Joe Biden blames Donald Trump for isolationist and chaotic years, and he says he alienated many global leaders. Is it really a problem to ask countries to give 2% of their GDP for their own protection, as he did with the NATO members, and they made it like he was alienating all these world leaders? Shouldn't they pay for themselves?
I think that people should pay their fair share, and there are some on the left who think that, it was time that they contributed a little bit more. But the case that he's making about his global leadership is deeper than that. So the quote was, NATO is bigger, stronger, and more unified today because of Joe Biden's leadership. And that's true. Finland and Sweden are part of NATO because Joe Biden was president and because he stands with the Ukrainians in a way that Donald Trump doesn't seem to have any interest. He says, cede a little bit of territory. What's the big deal there? He's put together partnerships like the Quad partnership with Japan and with India and Australia, things that are getting us closer to our allies all over the world. Unprecedented climate action, putting us back in the Paris Climate Accords, trying to meet goals with the rest of the world to protect our planet. That's the type of leadership that he's talking about. So I'm not up here to say that everything Donald Trump did was wrong. I think the Abraham Accords was an incredible piece of peacekeeping brokering and put Israel in a better position there to be able to do trade with people, with their neighboring countries. But you can't deny the things that Joe Biden was talking about. And on the Afghanistan front, that was the moment when his popularity went down, and it did not recover, frankly, till he dropped off the top of the ticket. But Donald Trump put in place a negotiation that ended up freeing 5,000 Taliban fighters.
Yeah.
Why is no one talking about that? 5,000 terrorists, you go. No problem.
All right. You want to answer that, Dana?
No, I want to talk about a bigger issue. So when I watched it today, I felt like America was limping to the finish line with Joe Biden, and it looked weak. And we're in a point in America where I think people are like, okay, they might not like the two choices in front of them, but a choice is going to be made. And next year, there will be somebody new or different on that stage, maybe not new because Trump has been there before. A couple of things. One, at the end when he said, I chose to leave, and he's telling all the dictators in the room, he's like, it's better for you to leave. Like, they know that's not true.
They know it's not true.
You didn't.
We all know it's not true. You
didn't choose to leave. You were forced out.
And we know what happened. Nancy came in there with that wine glass. Obama came in there smiling. Big Mike came in there smiling right beside him. We know what happened. Hillary came in there, with that bottle of hot sauce. Look now, hey. Y'all had a private meeting, private conversation behind closed doors. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. But you're defeated. Trump got both feet in right now. And it's their fault. Y'all can only blame yourself. When y'all mix Joe's unsweet tea, you're supposed to add 4 of those dick pills. Y'all only added 2 during the debate. So he was off 2 of the pills during the debate, of those gas station dick pills. Y'all was supposed to put 4 or even 6. I heard sometime he take 8, but he down there pass out. But y'all was at least supposed to give him 4 or 6 pills. Y'all only put 2 gas station dick pills inside that unsweet tea during the debate. And that fella blew the transmission and the motor. Had them poles dropping it like it was hot. And they had to get him out of there.
And just because maybe the people in their parties aren't strong enough to do that, they don't have Nancy Pelosi in Congo or wherever else he was talking about. I thought that was wrong. Like, don't lie to them. Don't tell them that they should do the right thing. You didn't do the right thing. You were forced into doing the right thing. And now we're in this situation where Kamala Harris is scrambling. She's like, I got to put a campaign together. I don't even have a policy position. I got to do all of this. And I just thought that was so wrong. The more I've thought about it today, I thought that was just not a good thing to do. The other thing is I have a beef with the media. And it's that Democrats get all of this credit for their intentions of what they want to do on the world stage. So you can pledge that you're going to cut emissions by X amount. And you can put a whole bunch of money towards it and say, this is what unites us. And then you can actually see, because of American innovation, that we have cut emissions. And you say it in front of the General Assembly and you don't even get applause. So what did we spend all the money for? Because at the same time, India and China have increased their emissions. So everything that we've done to accommodate the world on climate change, we don't even get the credit for it. I don't think that's right either. And the last thing I would say is that the global leaders that are looking at the problems in the Middle East, China, certainly Russia, Ukraine, South America has a huge amount of problems, but he did bring up Sudan. And this is a civil war that was not happening at the time. Things were contained. We lost that base in Africa. China's all throughout Africa. Russia's all throughout Africa. Whoever becomes president on January 21st of next year or 20th has a huge number of problems on their plate. And it won't be because it was their fault.
You know, Greg, there's just one point that I want to make, and then you talk about whatever you want. When Donald Trump left, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve had, I guess, 644.82 million, whatever, and we're down to about half of that. That we've got a problem there as well with the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
Okay. Well, now I'll say what I want to say. Let's take a look at him walking in. I thought it was interesting. You know, I have to give him credit, Dana, that he bravely walked on that stage knowing there would be the threat of stairs. Anyway, the great news is none of those countries will have to hire his son anymore, which is good. As for the climate accord, that was not leadership. That was a grift. It swindled the taxpayers. Well, why else would they have covered it under the guise of Inflation Reduction Act? And none of those temperature predictions are taken seriously anymore because they've been shown to be corrupt. They throw out the ones that they didn't like. We can talk. You are losing the war on climate change. I want to talk about one where there he is. I want to talk about him. This is a guy, Zelensky, who visited a swing state during an election season, funded by the taxpayer, to a munitions plant, flown on one of our jets, one of our fighter jets. How can you be good with that? How is that not election interference? He went to a swing state because he knew that if Trump wins, there goes the gravy train. This is about electing Kamala so the war can continue, a war that's killed 1 million people. I'm not sure parading Zelensky around and endorsing Kamala and trashing Vance and Trump is a good thing after Trump is almost assassinated by what I would call a Ukrainian asset, whether he was self-appointed or not. I would say that's pretty bad.
And I'm going to pause so people can think about that
Thank
last
you.
point. That you
Pause
made,
away.
because it's a real
Well,
good
also, what
point.
a terrible thing for Biden to do to Zelensky to tell him to go there.
Yeah, no, it's
Right?
ridiculous.
It's an awful, awful decision from many different perspectives.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to say about Zelensky being paraded around a swing state by the Democrat for more munitions? No. Up next. Wait a minute.
They just set Jessica up. Get her off the show. Oh boy, you just can't make this up, man. Bye-bye, Joe. Peace out, Joe. The people won't miss you, Joe. Sorry, Joe. You know. But hey, some of them patriots kind of want to know what them gas station dick pills.